Okay, question 3 of the project. Remember, question 3 was about number of shirts. How many t-shirts did you buy the last time you came to the shop? And so the answers to question 3 are all a bunch of individual numbers, and we're going to be having Excel do some calculations on those numbers to give us things like the mean and the median and the standard deviation. So open your Excel file. Go to the Data Spreadsheet page or tab. Now up here on the top row, click the word Data and look over here on the right. You might see the words data analysis, or you might not. If you don't see that, you're going to have to install the data analysis tool pack before you go any further. And I've got a separate video showing how to do that. But if you've already got it installed, if you see that there, then we're good to go. So right now, you either see that there, or you've gone in, looked at that other video, or read my instructions for how to install that, and now it's there. So now we're going to click where it says Data Analysis, and a box is going to pop up, and we're going to select where it says Descriptive Statistics, and click the word OK. And now we're going to select the responses to question 3. So I'm going to drag this out of the way because it's covering some of those up. So I'm going to click here on the first response to question 3, the one that's in cell D3, and drag down through the rest of the responses. Oh, and if you move this box out of the way, you might have to go back and click on it again before you go over here. And so I click in cell D3 and then drag down through the rest of the responses in that column till I've got them all selected. So notice now it says $D, $3, colon, $D, $57. I'm going to click OK. And, oh, sorry, before I click OK, I have to go down here and check the box next to Summary Statistics. So check Summary Statistics and now click OK. And a new sheet or tab gets added to your Excel file that looks like this. Now some of these words here in column A got kind of cut off. So the first thing I'm going to do is widen that column so we can see all the words. So up here I'm going to click between the A and the B. So we get this double arrow. I'm going to click on that and drag it over to the right to widen that column. Make it wide enough so that you can see all the words standard deviation. Now this calculated a bunch of different things for us, and we don't want all of them. For example, kurtosis, skewness, we haven't talked about those, and we're not really going to. We're going to get those out of the way. So the only things we really want here are the mean, the median, the mode, the standard deviation, and the minimum and the maximum. By the way, it should say count 55 because that's just a count of how many numbers we were working with. So to remove the things that we don't want, like for example, the standard error in row 4, or the blank row up here at the top, to make that go away, I'm going to go over here to the row number, which is 2. I'm going to right click on that. And on the little pop-up menu here, I'm just going to select delete, and that deletes that row. Now I'm going to delete the row with the standard error, which right now is row 3. So right click on that row number and select delete. We are also going to delete the sample variance row and the kurtosis row and the skewness row, the range, the sum, and the count. So now we only have 6 things: mean, median, mode, standard deviation, minimum, and maximum. Now some of these are already whole numbers, but the ones that aren't, the mean and the standard deviation, I want to display those so that they are rounded to one more decimal place than the original data. Since the original data were whole numbers, I want these to one digit after the decimal point, to the nearest tenth. So to get that, I'm going to click in this cell that has the mean in it. Mine is 1.2727, yours is probably a different number. But I'm going to go to the Home tab here, and this button right here will decrease the decimal. It will show fewer decimal places. So each time I click this button, we get one fewer digit showing after the decimal point. So I'm going to click that enough times so that it gets down to one digit after the decimal point. In my case, it's 1.3. So the mean of all 55 of those numbers is 1.3. The median, at least for my set of numbers, was 1. So half the numbers were 1 or less, the other half were 1 or more. The mode is 1, so 1 was the most common number. There were more 1s than any other number. The standard deviation, I want to round that also so that it's only showing one digit after the decimal point. My minimum was 0 and my maximum was 4. So of all those numbers, the smallest number was 0, the biggest number was 4, and all the others were somewhere between those. Now let's finish formatting this little table. Let's change the heading so that instead of just saying column 1, it says number of shirts. So I'm going to maybe double click on that and type, well, delete what's there first of all, and type number of shirts. And you don't have to do this, but you might want to change the background color. So instead of just white, you can make it yellow, or actually we're going to combine these two cells to make them all one cell. So select A1 and A2 and then go up and click on merge and center. So that makes it all one cell, and now we can change the background on that one cell. I can make it yellow. I can make it blue, light blue like on that other page. You could pick a different color if you want. Now select everything here, and we want everything to be centered. So click this button a time or two until everything is centered horizontally and vertically. And once again, we want all borders. So now that is formatted like this. Let me also go ahead and label this sheet of the spreadsheet. So instead of just saying sheet 1, it says number of shirts. So that I can look down at the bottom here and see what each tab of my Excel file is. So I think we're done with everything we needed to do here. We can go ahead and save and get out of Excel and go into Canvas and submit your Excel file in Canvas under question 3.